we still play good football. We play pretty football at times, but we're not afraid to get our hands dirty at times, work hard for each other. And that's been the biggest attitude shift.
But in a way as well, I had a feeling on the side of me, it might burst the bubble for us. It might be the change because we're so heavily reliant on him going through the midfield because he's such a dominant player. He expects ball, and a lot of players do give it to him a lot of times when they do have, just being honest, when they have other options because he's so dominant.
Just get the 3 points and go home. I don't know what happened to them. Maybe they weren't listening to their coach. I don't know what happened, but like I said, we just go there, we just play, just get the points, just go home. Workers, I don't know what to say.
You don't know what to say. Why don't you know what to say?
I think they talk too much, but they don't bring it to the park.
I think when we're at our best, and as it's shown lately, I don't think we're beatable. That's how confident I am with our team.
3-0.
Yeah, I was hoping you won't ask this question, to be honest, but look,
I guess it starts with the warm-ups and all these things. It's always the small details of like even just uniforms, anything like that. For everyone to be on the same mindset and the same time, that would make a big difference.
honestly, not to sound cocky or anything, but we would have definitely got 3 points from each team we played against.
3-1 our way.
Here come Workers on! But it's fallen here towards Icon!
Oh my word.
To find her teammate in Izzy Grant! And now played and struck and in! People, Ryan Dominici! And further forward now, Tagira!
We're all ready to play and yeah, we'll go out and smoke it this time.
All right, here we are with the Ponds boys at a Reindeer Jonas Bradley Oval with a huge crowd watching along as well. Ellie, you've got the microphone, but you're going to give it to Matty Hubbard for me. Welcome to the 300 Club. We've got two Ponds BDSFA 300 Club members on the podcast tonight. Matty, I want to go to you first. Presuming you are fit this time next week when the rescheduled match of the round is, a preemptive congratulations to you. How does that achievement ring to you? Is it an exciting one for you to eclipse?
Well, start off, yes, I'll definitely be fit with no training now, so I get a week to rest. It is a exciting thing to play 300 games in first grade. Over the last 11 years, 10 grand finals as well to add to that, a few losses, a few wins, but 300 games is a good achievement, especially at the age of 38. Every week in, week out, you get told you're old, but I'm still playing, so I'm still happy to keep chasing these young fellas around.
Taylor Hunter, I haven't been able to get you on the podcast because you've been travelling all over the world, and when you actually eclipsed your 300, I was travelling the world, so you went on and scored in your 300 game, which was also against the same opposition that Matty will be breaking his duck against as well. So can you remember back to 2024, that day, that game, that occasion?
To be fair, I hadn't scored in a while before that game, and I knew that Ellie really wanted me to score that day, and I sort of laughed at it and went, look, we'll just see if we can get the win. And then I remember, I think it was a cross from, might have been Scotty Jackson, and then just sort of fell to me and it went in the back of the net and ended up 1-1, but it's one of those games, you go away from a lot of games saying that you should have won that one, but I still think we should have won that one.
Bit of a throwback, that one. What are some of your happiest memories in 300 games in a Ponds jersey, plus nearly 350 now at this point?
It'd definitely be winning the league and also winning Cotton Cup. That was a special one, just because it was the first time we'd been in the comp, and we had a pretty good run to get there. So it'd definitely be those two moments, and we'll throw Matty's 300th as it comes up as well.
Indeed we will. Tong, welcome to the podcast for the first time this season. Good to have you on. You are in the Golden Boot race. You've got 5 to your name from the opening rounds of the season. You have formed what is already proving to be a lethal strike partnership, if you like, with Fardod, who's obviously got a Golden Boot to his name as well. But tell me about the relationship you guys have formed up top. Who is playing where, and how are you learning and improving to playing off of each other?
I think it's just we kind of like created a relationship, very good relationship this year in the club. Not just me and him, but just the whole team. And we're just playing as happy players. No one, we're not thirsty for goals or anything like that. We're just hoping to win. Whoever scores, And as you see, he's up there. I'm happy for him, and obviously, we obviously want one of us to win the Golden Boot. And for me personally, I don't really care about winning the Golden Boot. I just care about the team. The team just has to win, and you can see where we're sitting right now. Yeah, you sit up top there. Yeah.
Indeed you do. And Ellie, you're 3 points clear at the moment. the team that is coming in second place, you've already beaten 4-0 this year. You've got a goal difference that's 11 better, I believe, if my memory serves me correctly, to the teams that's below you. You are currently wiping the floor with the competition, but it is very, very early on. I want to talk about some of the games that have happened, and we'll go back towards the start. The very first 2 rounds of the season are those 2 draws, and particularly the one I want to speak about is Polonia. I think it's too far back to talk about round 1 and Rivo at this point, but let's talk about Polonia. Those 2 goals in that late fight back. I've asked them about this game, but now we've finally gotten around to speaking to you. Can you run me through what you tweaked, what you and maybe potentially with Dave Hubbard tweaked to get that result from what looked like a losing position almost surely?
Yeah, I think it was probably a tough start of the year for us, to be honest. We had some massive injuries, to be honest. Probably lost, everyone says, the best player in the comp, Aaron Avery. And probably a lot of people didn't know much of Jake Mamone as well. It was a big signing for us. Also broke his end and basically out for the season. It's a big break. So basically lost 2 big players in that Parkley Oz Cup game. So it was a bit of changes coming into that game. But in saying that, I felt Polonia just stepped up to the game. Well coached, got to give them to that. We came out there with the attitude we thought we were. It was going to be an easy game on years gone past to play against them, but it was nothing like that. We found it really hard, very hard ground to play on as well. Very thick grass, can't play our normal style of football. And we made 2-3 mistakes, unfortunately, coming out of the back line. There was a shot from about 40 metres out, which our goalie sort of made a little bit of a mistake, Howley, in that sense. They took advantage of that, so we were 1-0 up, I think, early, and then all of a sudden it was 3-1 within 20 minutes in. So it's a little bit of a shock, but, brought the boys in at half-time. We spoke, stick to what we're doing, stick to the process. It will turn for us. Went out there the second half, and I think about 60 minutes up, they were dead. They were gone, cramping. So it was all us.
It was 20 minutes extra time, or added on time, wasn't there?
I think it was 25,
wow,
to be honest. Our goals came in over 100th minute. So, so they kept going down. Unfortunately, I don't think they meant it. They were just gone. They really had no one on the bench. So every time a cramp happened, the game stopped. It was just such disruptive football. We couldn't play. It was stop and start every 5 minutes. But eventually we got what we deserved coming back because we dominated the whole second half. It was one way. And, basically we were probably unlucky at the end. We missed some sitters as well, so could have got it. But credit to them, before they cramped up and stuff, they did match us. So I don't want to sit there and say the scoreline speaks for itself. At the end of the day, we weren't good enough to win that game. Doesn't matter if we think we're better. I know it says 3-3. And it's Rivo as well. Both games we slipped up. It was a bit of a worry, 2 points from our first 2, but ever since then, it just speaks for itself.
Hub, since then, speaking of that point, it's been 4 wins in a row, 4 clean sheets in a row, 12 goals scored, 2 4-0s, 2 3-0s. You guys have been the form team in Blacktown. There's no other way to get around that. You've beaten some big teams on the way, including the reigning champions, Doodside, most recently. But I want to speak about what you think clicked after the Polonia draw, because you guys scored those 2 very late goals. Ellie's just mentioned how you guys maybe even should have found the 3 points in that game. But do you feel like you took the momentum of that one into the games that followed?
No, I think we just had some key changes. I think we brought Jordan in at right back. Tong moved up top, Dottie moved out wide. We brought young Semi into the midfield. And I think them combinations bringing in has just changed the team structurally all over the park because, we're so heavy, reliable. Everyone knew Aaron Avery. And I said them some more changes. I don't know, it's just clicked us into gear. But, it's early on in the season. We can't get ahead of ourselves yet. But, we are playing, some good football. I think this is a new Ponds compared to other years. Other years, we go for 45. If we're down, we're out of the game. Whereas on the weekend against Doonside, the champions, it was 1-0 and we're playing poor. In the second half, we come out and played, good football and scored another 2 goals. So I think it's a bit of combinations of everything. I think new players come into the club. I don't know, the attitude, everyone's at training, the culture's good, everyone wants to play for each other. There's no negative in reserve grade. Everyone from reserve grade wants to play first grade. First grade will help reserve grade out. So I think at the moment, we're just in a good place at Ponds at the moment.
Taylor Hunter, something that was picked up, or that I picked up on there, the culture is good. That's good. That's really good, isn't it? Because I think there was a time, it's fair to say, looking back now in retrospect, where maybe, at times Ponds tended to explode in the big moments. I think that's fair to say. But it looks like this group of players has almost pulled their socks up. And for whatever reason that is, I'm not sure. But are you, as a member of this squad for a long time, feeling like and resonating with what Matty says, that this is feeling like it's got something special potentially attached to it?
Yeah, definitely. Like when you think about it, we've had a lot of players come through our squad over the last 5 years, quality players. The difference is this season, it's the hunger. We still play good football. We play pretty football at times, but we're not afraid to get our hands dirty at times, work hard for each other. And that's been the biggest attitude shift. We all know how to play, but it's the fact that we're playing for each other. And that's been the biggest difference.
Matty, you actually mentioned it feels like a new Ponds, but to me, this actually kind of feels like an old Ponds. I remember the Ponds when I first joined the comp, even the year before I joined the comp, when I happened to watch the grand final that you guys won, I remember you guys being defence first, hard to break down, the team with the least amount of goals conceded in the comp. I remember those days, and then it kind of shifted to we're going to outscore you. Now it feels like you guys are real solid at the back again. So I'll just pull you back up on that. Does it feel like, those, again, I sort of repeating what I said to Taylor, but does it feel like it's got the bare bones and foundations to be a team that challenges all the way to the end of the season?
Yeah, well, I think at the moment, like, as you said, we've gone 4 games without conceding a goal, but it also helps when you've kept the same 11 on the park. So when you keep the same 11, these things will happen. Like the top 3 are banging in goals, where last year we would go games where, we struggled to score 1 goal. We'd come up against teams with pretty much a whole team out, and we've got our starting 11, we struggle to score 1 goal, where now, we're averaging 3 goals a game. Like if you're scoring 3 goals a game, what game are you going to lose? So like, I think structurally, defensively, we're awesome. Midfield is on fire because obviously they've got to give the balls to the striker, and all 3 blokes up front are scoring goals. So 3 of the strikers are in the top 5 Golden Boot race. So, it tells you right there that you're going to win most of your games every week.
Tong, as part of the attacking unit, and as someone who is helping slice teams apart, the fact that the reigning player of the year has dropped out and you guys have shifted into your best forming years, really, in terms of the lack of goals conceded and the amount of goals you're scoring. Can you put a finger on how you've lost Aaron Avery, but yet somehow this team is playing better?
I think he was a very good player. Like, it was a big loss for the team. And to all of us, all the attackers, one of us got to step up. And you see, like I was scoring goals now, not just only one player scoring goals. The whole team basically is scoring goals. We got a right back or a centre back scoring 2 goals. Last year we didn't have this. This year everyone's scoring goals in the team. Okay, so like for me personally, I want to play this year and I want to win it for him. It was a big loss for the team. I would love to win the league for him.
Ellie, I just want to extend on that. I mean, mercurial number 10, if you like, with so much ability in his left foot in particular. What was your immediate replacement? And tell me, what is the midfield 3 that has started most frequently in his absence?
It was when it happened. I don't think it was even meant to start that game. So it was. I was really upset when it did happen. Obviously, your first feelings is a big part of our team. He's even here every game watching us. He's in the change rooms with us. He's sitting with us on the bench on the weekend. Like he's glued to us. So it was hard just knowing him as a mate, like how hard it is to lose someone. But in a way as well, I had a feeling on the side of me, it might burst the bubble for us. It might be the change because we're so heavy reliant on him going through the midfield because he's such a dominant player. He expects ball, and a lot of players do give it to him a lot of times when they do have, just being honest, when they have other options because he's so dominant, when he gets the ball. So this year I think we've got like 5-6 avenues to go forward, where last year maybe teams picked us off, knew that was our only go. So we've worked hard on how we want to play, but we feel like we're a lot adaptable this year. We're not one dimension. We've got a lot of players, and like you got, that's our club captain there coming off the bench. And so the attitude that he's showing at the moment, unfortunately, he had a wedding. So, boys that came in, stepped up, won the game. So we haven't changed the game. So he's waited 4 weeks now, patience. And when you have that, you got Skur playing reserve grade at the moment as well.
Crazy.
It just shows the attitude that our club's at. But then not only that, it's just been Sam, the young kid that's come into our midfield. Mate, at the start of the year, do I think he was going to be one of our best players? No, with respect to him. Mm-hmm. But every week we're watching him, we're like,
wow. What is this? And
This
then-
is Sam Özdemir?
Yeah,
Yep.
correct. It's just wow. He's just flourished. He's such a team player. Works hard off the ball. He just does all the little things that other players don't do. So within us, we see all this sort of the flashy stuff people might just look at, and then also Jordan and Chris O'Keefe from right and left back, like they're scoring goals from there. So it's sort of like it's just added to our defense, and it's made Matt's job a lot easier. I don't think Joey's touched the ball in the last couple of weeks. I think he had to make one save against Dooney, and other than that, he hasn't really been tested since Polonia.
Yeah. Well,
So that's just where the attitude of the team's in.
Well, more Instagram posts on your story for Joey than anything, than goals conceded, certainly. Matty Hubbard, I want to talk about the Tigers game, because once again, that's 1v2 at this point, and you guys decimate them. It's 4-0. And those goals all come very early, and I've my little eyes on the ground tell me that was a game where they didn't really touch you. However, there were also a couple of red cards in that game, or a red card and some contentious moments in it. Now, you're obviously the closest affiliated with Tigers, or at least the most recently affiliated with it. So can you sort of take us through that game? Because A, they've surprised a lot of people this year, and B, once again, that's a 1v2 at this point. So we need to dissect this game.
Well, we'll start by you have to give credit to the new coach Jeds that's come in. They're pretty much the same team as last year, but his coaching with his offsiders has changed Tigers altogether. Yeah, and we won 4-0, and we did have a lot of chances, and it could have been bigger, but they did have a red card early on in that game, which maybe if they kept 11, we might not have won 4-0. But, with our strike power at the moment, we are banging in goals. But I'm not going to say too much because you have to give them credit. They're fighting for relegation last year, and now they're pretty much in the top two. So I can't say much. All I can say is, well done to them for where they are on the table. They're a bunch of young kids, and I think in 2 to 3 years' time, they'll be one of the teams, if not maybe winning a competition.
3 years' time, you reckon you'll still be here?
There's every possibility. I mean, I'll still be getting told I'm old. But it is as well as the rest of the comp. Like, all teams at the moment, you don't know who's going to win, who's going to lose, who's drawing at the moment. Like, even down to Eastern Creek, I heard they had some players out. They get some players back and, they draw versus Marong or something like that. So everyone's in it this year. I mean, Polonia, I think, is in the top 5. Riverston, when they want to, can upset teams. They've got a good comp. So I think this year's a cracker competition.
I agree with you. Tong, Doonside is your most recent victory, 3-0. I mean, one of you referenced that last year you played a rotated Doonside squad and you guys lost, and that was kind of inconceivable. And I think it sort of set the tone for the rest of the short amount of time left in the season. Huge turnaround. I mean, the names in that Doonside sheet, whether they performed well or not, that's pretty strong, whether they like it or not. So, how much better were you guys than them, and what do you think went so wrong for them?
I don't know what went wrong for them. We just stick to our football style, the way we play. Listen to the coaches come in with the right attitude and it's what we've been doing for the last 5 weeks or so. Just the right attitude. Just go in there, respect your opponent, and just get the 3 points and go home. I don't know what happened to them. Maybe they weren't listening to their coach. I don't know what happened, but like I said, we just go in there, we just play, just get the points, just go home.
Who's given you the biggest test so far this season?
No one yet. No one.
You got to give Polonia credit. Come on.
Polonia, their backline was solid.
Okay.
Polonia was good, yeah.
Okay. Polonia's backline was solid.
But workers, I don't know what to say.
You don't know what to say. Why don't you know what to say?
I think they talk too much, but they don't bring it to the park.
Okay. Okay. Is there anyone that we should be concerned about?
The keeper.
Keeper. I wonder why.
You enjoyed
the keeper.
4-0.
Yeah. It was. I remember hearing about the first goal too.
Yeah.
Ellie, I'm going to go to you for the coach's perspective. Marong off the ball this year, Doonside off the ball this year, as mentioned several times already from everybody on this in this lineup. Crazy comp. Both Quakers-based teams doing really well. Polonia doing well. It's a shift around. Creek seem to have done the opposite. There's peril at the bottom and there's fun at the top of this table. Marong is the team you want to beat. Not this weekend, in the match of the round on next Wednesday night, in 7 days from now. They're coming off the back of a State Cup game. I believe you're coming off the back of a Blacktown Cup game. So you guys are going to be still having games this weekend, which is good, but for you guys, it's the Marong thing, right? It's beating Marong, it's beating old friends, it's beating that green and black, right? So this feels like the best chance to do it. So, I mean, I tried to get it in terms of doing so. I tried to get it out of Tong and see what he thought. But what do you think is going wrong with the Marong crop right now?
I don't know. That's for them to talk about. All due respect to them, I respect them a lot. She and Kev, so good mates with them. So we've been in positions where we've been in their situation, and they've never, spoken anything bad about us. So I wouldn't say anything. They're smart enough, and I'm pretty sure they'll get out of it. So they've got a good crop of boys. It's just like I said, we've been through it in years gone past. Maybe a couple of injuries, players aren't playing at the best. I think Calvin's still out. That's a big one for them. So I think they will change, but I still think the top three is going to be the top three. I know there's teams that are up there, and all respect to Tigers and who else is in the top four, I'm not sure. Workers, yeah, all respect to them as well. But I just feel like once everyone's played each other, there's a couple of teams that I think Tigers still haven't played Marong or Doonside as well. So that's their last two games of the round. So they're big clashes. Once them games come in, then after the first round, we can start to say who the top two or top three really looks like. For me, I still think the top three is, even though Dooney didn't force much of a challenge out of us on the weekend. I don't think it was their best game. I think they're a lot better than what they gave on the weekend. I think first half was pretty tough. We didn't play the best, but they made us not play good. But I felt like second half we just dominated.
Well, they spoke about wanting to win the comp and do the treble this year. So.
Well,
it's not like they don't want to do.
Yeah.
It's not like they don't want to. Like they're not trying to do their grand final thing. They've said that they wanted to win the minor.
Well, they have, which is I think they're 3-3 at the moment. But like I said, the comp can change. To be honest, I'm not really worried about what Marong, what Doonside's doing, what Polonia, what Tigers, what who else is their workers. The whole comp. We're worried about ourselves. The last 4 or 5 weeks, that's all we focused is on ourselves. We know if we play the best to the best of our ability and the attitude that we're coming with, like how hard we're working off the ball, what we're trying to implement at training, like the attitude the boys are bringing. I think when we're at our best, and as it's shown lately, I don't think we're beatable. That's how confident I am with our team, and I would expect any team to be in the position where we are. Best goal difference, best attack, best defense in the league. We're clear from the top three, if you want to say 5 points at the moment. So it's massive against Marong this week. We could go 8 points clear of them, and they're probably our biggest rivals, them and Dooney. So it's massive for us, and we haven't beaten them in 3-4 years. This is the first time, I think, in 2 years where we're at the top of the ladder. We're not chasing them, they're chasing us. So it's sort of so it's a little bit of a different attitude for us. But like I said, they're always big games. They're down to moments. That's what it is. It's down to little moments that make the difference.
You watched Marong this year?
To be honest, I only watched one game, and that was against Parkley in that Moy Cup. I went down to support that. They looked really good. I said it. I think I said to Matt, I said they're the team to beat. I was so impressed how they played, but not sure what's happened from then. But that game, I was like, they had a couple out, but I've seen 4 or 5 of their new boys, and I'm just like, wow, the depth in this team.
So they played well that day. And you're heading into this one with the expectation that you can beat them.
I always believe we can beat them. I've never been worried, even though I haven't been successful that much against them. They've had good game plans against us, but I do believe even last year when they knocked us out in the semi, Tong scores that goal, we win. We don't go to extra time. Yep. So, just putting a bit of pressure on him, he's got himself to redeem this week. You know what I mean? And that's what we are. We're all about it. It's a team effort. He still to now talks about it, how he wants to make up for it. And that's the attitude we've had since pre-season, is about that's just showing you know what I mean, the hurt that we still have from that game, because it was a tough situation. We ended up falling. We had reserve grade play, so we didn't really have nothing to put off the bench.
2 more questions left. Taylor, I want to go to you. Since it's been mentioned that you're having a bit of an impact role off the bench, I have to ask you: is this the best squad depth that Ponds have had, and is it good enough to win both grades?
Well, if I say no, that it's not the best squad depth we've had, that probably makes me look not as good as I've been in previous years. So I'm going to say yes. But in terms of that, look, I'll be honest, it's been frustrating to be on the bench. But at the same time, if I turn to Ellie and he turns back at me and it's 3-0 up and I'm sitting on the bench, I can't fault him and the coaches for their selections in the end, because they're selecting the right squad at the end of the day and the right lineup. So, Yeah, squad depth. It's in terms of how strong we are. It's. I know I say it a lot, and I've been here a lot, so it makes sense. But it is one of the best squads we've had in terms of strength. Like as we said, we lost arguably the best player in the comp, and we're still so strong at the moment. And to be fair, like even in reserve grade, we've got a few like injuries and people away at the moment. So those boys are, still up the top of the ladder without their, full team. So we're definitely at our strongest over the last couple of seasons.
Tong, hate to throw back to sour memories, but that miss in the semi-final, what it leads to, what I think has happened as well that I didn't predict at the start of the year is Doonside are coming off the back of winning 3 of the last 4. They don't have anything to prove, I don't think, other than adding to legacy like the Panthers, for example. Marong have successfully won club championships and won the league titles, and they're going through something of a transition, I think. And that kind of leaves you guys with this so close. Again, sorry to say, but that chance so close, right? It feels like this is the time where if anybody's the most motivated and the most hungry to do it, it's you guys. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
Okay.
And we just gotta take it one game at a time. I'm not gonna say we're gonna win the league, but as you see the league this year, everyone is beating everyone. All the big teams are dropping a lot of points, and I believe as we keep playing the way we're playing right now, I think no one can stop us.
You got a prediction for the match of the round next Wednesday?
3-0.
Thanks very much for being here, Hans boys. It has been a fantastic podcast where you guys have predicted some pretty awesome things, as well as given us some pretty good content. Congratulations to you for just about reaching your 300. Congratulations finally to have you on so we can actually give you a bit of time in the sun for what you deserve. And best of luck heading into next Wednesday, boys. Thank you, boys. Renewal. Well, here we are sitting down in the change room of the home end of Marong. These boys have a massive game up against the top of the table Ponds. Dylan on the end, Dylan Deep Jones, welcome to the podcast. We've chucked you down on the end so you can hide on your maiden podcast appearance.
Cheers, mate.
I've heard a very funny story about how you joined this team, but can you confirm that you just kind of rocked up during one trial and it was signed by the end of your warm-up?
I'm not sure about end of the warm-up, but I just new to the area, heard Marong was good. A few lads from the area I know sort of told me about them and came down, and then signed at the end of the session. I think warm-up's a stretch.
In and out of the squad, but that's because you've been a bit injured, is what I hear as well. So, what's your condition like at the moment, heading into what is the biggest game of the season so far?
Feeling good now. I've sort of strained my hammy against Polonia. I've sort of been in and out, which has been pretty annoying for the first few games. But fully fit now and ready to go against Ponds.
Against Ponds, indeed. Shia, I'll bring you in. I'll get you to grab that microphone for me. I've got to ask the elephant in the room question straight away, and that is, I'm going to let you answer it however you want. What's going on at the moment?
Yeah, I was hoping you wouldn't ask this question, to be honest. But look, what's going on? Not being consistent enough, especially in the final third. Not taking chances, and this is why we're sitting in the spot where we are. And not going to lie, to be honest with you, we are where we're supposed to be. As much as it hurts to say this, but especially playing against any team, you don't perform the same performance, and it comes down to bite you at the end. We had 3 draws already. We conceded, I think, 2 goals already against 2 different teams in the dying seconds, and then just cost us points for no reason. But this is not a. It's a good in a way where we're sitting, because it brings up people again to rebuild, put our characters together again, and then just go back to where where we belong.
Can you point to a reason as to why this is going on, or why maybe this has happened?
Yeah, look, I don't want to make too much excuses, but there's injuries and people got commitments outside of football too, and which makes it really difficult for us at the end of the day to make the final squad. But to sum it all up, man, honestly, it's just not taking chances this year, as not being clinical enough as last year. So that's the point.
Were you guys aware of these commitments heading into the season?
No. So, for example, we had Josh Ross. He pulled out for the year due to family commitments. And we've got a couple of other boys that are really busy, extremely busy with work, but they still wanted to be a part of the team. And, those little things makes a big difference at the end of the day. We can't force people to rock up and play, and we had a couple of injuries too now. Dylan's back and Merv's back, Rivaldo's back. So I think the pieces are coming together nice and good.
I can see you getting fidgety, Rivaldo, so I'll get you in. For you, it's been thank you. It's been a couple of years, I think, trying to find what club suits you best. Obviously, you had so much success with Marong with the season where you became an all-star. You had like as many goal contributions as games you played. You tried new things at different clubs, didn't quite happen, but you're back here and you're scoring, which is the important thing. So, do you know why perhaps the last couple of years weren't up to your super high standards?
I feel like I'm the type of player that the team is a big thing for me. I'm not an individual that is always going to perform, so I always need a quality type of players around me. And at Marong, we have really good midfielders that provide good balls. It's a system that really works for me, where I feel like in other clubs I got too much freedom that it made me confused, where I have a role that I know I need to do this and do that. So with instructions, it's a lot easier to perform.
Well, thank you for your honesty. Do you think you're here to stay for a little bit now and really settle back into the Marong?
Yeah, no, I'm staying. I'm not thinking about leaving or anything. I'm very happy with the boys, the club. It's it's a good environment for me.
Good to hear. I'll steal that off you. Thanks very much. Dylan, as in Dylan Owusu, I'll get you involved. Look, you've switched between right back and centre back. You've been an all-star in both positions at this point now. You're coming back into the fold a bit more frequently off the back of this injury, but it has been an injury-plagued couple of years. I hate to ask you these questions, but as one of the leading players in the comp, I have to, because we want to know what you're up to. Where are you up to? How are you feeling?
Yeah, I think as a lot of people know, I do suffer with a lot of injuries, but the moving from right back to centre back wasn't actually an injury thing. Naturally, I'm a centre back. But I just hate playing centre back, so I try and get away with playing centre back and ask to play right back. But naturally, I'm a centre back, so the boys have obviously noticed that I'm a better centre back than I am a right back, and also it's easy to lead the team from the middle of the pitch. So I just do my job in centre back.
Do you think the best 11 has played a game this season in any of the opening rounds of the season?
Look, due to injuries, probably not, but. The whole 32-man squad that we have over Resi's and first grade can field a best 11. So yes and no. That's up to the coach at the end of the day to put that the best team that they can possibly put out there on the field, and then it's up to the players to get that job done. So as to your question about the best 11, we've had the best 11 week in, week out. It's just like Shia said here, just being clinical is our problem.
Shia, got to talk about Quakers Hill Juniors. A team that can perennially cause other teams, especially teams that play above them, trouble with the way in which they play, which is very gritty and very bitey. I would expect Marong, with their quality on paper, even with injuries or players away, to overcome them. You guys lose that one 3-2. So what was your honest assessment of what went wrong that day, or perhaps what they did so right?
To be honest with you, I wasn't there that day.
Oh, okay.
I had.
Can I pass this on to somebody who was? Perhaps?
Yeah, I'll give it to one of the villains.
I think for that game, they came out with a lot of energy. They came out they were very physical, and I don't think we matched them, to be honest. I think there was a memorial just beforehand, so they were obviously quite impassioned and emboldened by that scenario. I don't remember the details, to be honest, but I think that gave them a real big boost, big crowds, and to be honest, mate, they wanted it more. They won most of the 50-50s. They were much more physical. They scored some good goals, which always helps. Their first goal was a volley from outside the box, so it gave them a good start, and they grew in confidence from there.
Dylan, we never really, as in Dylan Owusu, we never really say that Marong aren't the one that's more G'd up for a performance. I mean, that's something I attribute to you guys over the last couple of years, especially under these coaches. So, have there been other games this season where you guys haven't matched them in the other team in terms of 50-50s or going into challenges or anything like that?
Yeah. Look, definitely. I think
Yes.
it's one of those things when you start a game and things begin to not go your way, then everything after that just starts to fall apart. So again, it's not based on the personnel we have or the players that we have on the field at the time. I think it's just once you get into that part of the game where everything isn't working out, it's kind of like a domino, and it kind of just falls that way. Yeah.
Riv, what would you like to see change?
Sorry?
What would you like to see change from your teammates around you, perhaps even your own performance?
I feel like the one thing that would really change within the squad and our performance is the approach to the games, how we, I guess it starts with the warm-ups and all these things. It's always the small details of like even just uniforms, anything like that, for everyone to be on the same mindset and the same time. That would make a big difference. That's my opinion.
Are you guys addressing this?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so. Not just rocking up for big derby games, but every game is a very crucial and critical now, especially for the first grade squad. We are where we're not supposed to be, so just got to rock up every single week and then treat every opposition the same as like Doonside or Ponds game.
I appreciate everybody's honesty here. Let's try and turn the turnaround a little bit, because that Doonside performance was good.
Yeah.
And when I looked at it in isolation, I thought, well, actually not in isolation, when I looked at it, I thought this was the result that would turn things around and try and kick you guys up. It's a grand final replay. There's been plenty of times you guys have played in the past in finals where there's plenty of feeling, and you guys beat them. And you're ahead of them on the table as well. So what went so right that day, do you think?
Everyone rocked up. Everyone mentally, physically, everyone was just there. And like I said earlier, it's not just not just for those big games. We're supposed to just rock up for every game and then treat everyone different. Not treat anyone differently. But with Doonside game, every 50-50s, like just mentally and physically, everyone was ready. Honestly, it was a beautiful game. They had chances, we had chances too, but at the end of the day, when it comes down to getting the result, it's whoever takes their chances, and it's always been the story.
With that performance that you had against Doonside, if you'd have put that into the previous games that you played, or even last week?
We honestly, not to sound cocky or anything, but we would have definitely got 3 points from each team we played against. Like Workers game, we slipped it ourselves. Eastern Creek again on the weekend, 20 seconds to go from a throwing, we concede. Yeah, but Doonside performance was probably the best game so far we played.
Let's talk about Ponds. Dylan Wooster, you're heading into a Wednesday night game. Weird time, but it's because of your State Cup commitments and their Blacktown Cup commitments. It's that already makes things a little bit weirder. And it's Matty Hubbard's 300th at Jonas Bradley Reserve. Like, there's a couple of factors heading their way, and then you look at the table, right? So I'm going to firmly say I think they're the favourites heading into this one based on form, and I think they've got that bounce on their side at the moment. So, but they're also trying to chase the fact that they haven't beat you in heading on to 3.5, 4 years, I think, back to 2022.
Probably longer there,
we can't actually go. We can't actually track dribble that easily anymore. But it finally, I think it really favours them. But history's on your side. So you've been able to watch them at all this year, and what do you know about them, some of their players?
Look, me personally, I don't watch teams. I watch the player that I'm playing against on the day. So on the day, I study my player on the day, and that's how I go. But in terms of us versus Ponds, I think the mentality that we have and we've always had is that top spot. And whoever's sitting in the top spot, whether it be a different team or us, that's the team to beat. So when we've been in that top spot, we're the only team that can beat us by making mistakes and losing games. So at this current moment, Pond sits at that top spot, and they're the team we have to beat. So whether they have the momentum or not, it's definitely going to be a game that we come to knowing that we want that top spot. So we're going to fight for it. So
you'll be studying, I guess, Tong and Fardod really. Obviously, massive game against them last year, heading into the final series. An incredible footballing match. That was an incredible day. You played well that day. Fond memories of that one, and will you be drawing on the inspiration of that result and that feeling to get you through this one?
Yeah, most definitely. Like I said, I go out there and I look at my player, and then I look at what I got to do to get the job done, and then all the boys do the same thing on the day. So yeah, we're definitely excited for this game. So.
Dylan Deep Jones, I'm not expecting you to critically analyse how Ponds play, but what have you actually heard heading into this match of the round?
I heard they're a good side. They've got a nice kit, to be honest. That's probably about it. Like, I know they're a good footballing side. You know, they play well. They're top of the table for a reason. So, you know, it's a good challenge. Good challenge Wednesday.
You're more than halfway through playing the teams in the comp. You've sat on the sideline for some games because of injury. You've played in some games because you've been fit, obviously. Mm-hmm. You've seen what you can do at your best, what the team can do at their best, and you've obviously seen a lot of the comp. This will be the biggest test so far. But if you come away with even a draw out of this one, do you think that can springboard you back into that race for the title? Because there's a bit of a gap.
Yeah, definitely. I think we can chase them down, to be honest. The quality we have in the side compared to what I've sort of seen and played against, I think we have more than enough quality to go and try and chase them for the number one spot and win the league. I have no doubt about that.
No doubts. Excellent. Now, you've come from the Canberra NPL. Is that what I've heard correctly?
Yeah.
So how does that... That's an interesting comp because it's such a niche part of the world.
100%.
What have been some of the change? Obviously, the quality's not as good, but what have been some of the things that you've been able to sort of compare and contrast to that level and that standard of the game?
Look, it's different, right? The Canberra NPL is... There's just one. It's one competition. It's the highest competition in that area. So you have a broad spectrum of quality from sort of former pros to someone who can't really pass at 5 yards, depending on the team. Whereas as here, it's I'd say it's more physical. It's more combative at this level. And yeah, I like quality-wise on our side. I think we match up with Canberra NPL sides. I don't know about the rest, to be honest.
Okay, that's good to hear. Spoken like somebody who's played there. And maybe if they can't pass 5 yards, I'll be heading down to Canberra sometime soon. Dylan, I want to throw to you. Your mate Kelvin, a loss at the start of the year. He's still out. He's not here at training tonight. Can you give us a bit of a status update and how big of an impact has his absence been?
Yeah, losing a player like Kelv is always going to be a big impact to the team. So it is a big hole and a gap that we lost. But that doesn't change the fact that we've signed quality players this year that can and have filled that gap with the same experience, same quality. It's just really up to us to gel together as a team and start hitting the ground running again.
Riv, why do you think you can beat Pons?
Why do I believe we can beat Pons? As much as we aren't really performing the best right now, I feel like we are the type of squad that, which is kind of a bad thing sometimes, but when it comes to these types of matches, we do show up and we will challenge for it. And as much as like results aren't going our way, we will do our best to try and change things around from that game, or the start of the match, sorry.
You've played some of their players before. You've played against Ellie coached teams.
Yeah.
And you've scored plenty of goals against Pons in the past, that's for sure. Obviously, you used to play for the club as well. Is this a game you particularly, Rivaldo, look forward to?
I love these games, especially that not against my club, but these types of games that have a lot of hype to it, with a lot of people saying this, people saying that. I feel like these are the matches that I feel like I do push a bit more, but it's not just for me, but it's just to get that result so we can, I don't know, have that victory as a squad.
Yeah, it's certainly one of the louder victory songs when you guys do sing it, because I see it on about 8 different social media stories, that's for sure. Shia, let me throw to you. Is there any worry that you guys won't make the top 4 this year?
Nah, not at all. Honestly, it's just a little bump that we're going through right now, but doesn't mean anything. Look, it's at the end of the day, we've in 5 games so far, 1 loss, and which was a fair result. You know, we didn't show up, we lost points there, but all the other ones we had, like, it was there in the bag. You know, so a win on Wednesday against Pons puts us right back up there with the close. Like, if they win, obviously it becomes a bit tough to catch them because they're on a roll right now. They're performing well. They're playing some good football. So, you know, but like Rivaldo said, we turn up for these kind of games, and the history kind of speaks for itself too. So we've kind of got that, you know, advantage on them as well. But at the same time, Matty's 300th game. I think they want to get big point gap because over the last few years it's always kind of been us that are coming first. So now it gives them a good chance to be on top, and it gives us extra hunger to fight for that top spot too.
Do you think this decides the minor premiership, this game?
I mean, look, I think it's still a little bit early, but if they do come away with the 3 points, I don't really see Ponds losing 3 or 4 games for the remainder of the season. So I think it's more of a challenging for us rather than them, I guess.
Riv, I'll throw to you for the last question of the podcast. Do you have a match of the round prediction?
I have to be confident. I back the boys. I reckon it will be a tough match. It's not going to be... It'll be very physical, so I reckon 3-1 our way.
3-1 Marong's way. Okay, boys, I will... you want to say?
No.
No. You will say 4-1? Nah. Brave man. I will let you guys get to training, but thanks so much for skipping out a little bit to be here and give us some good content. Best of luck heading into next week's game, and I cannot wait to be there for it. Here towards Icon! Oh my word. And now played and struck and in! Further forward now, Tagira! Ryan Dominici! Wants a second goal. Isabel